Hi guys, welcome back to Chess the Matthew. So on this video, we will tackle about the top 5 win games of KADAS opening. So the KADAS opening start with the move h4, and here the black plays the move c6. The Caro-Kann Defense Set up against our KADAS opening. But on this video, I will show you the top 5 win games against the Caro-Kann. So here after h4 c6, we play the move e4 to control the center, and after, for example, d5, here we have two choices, whether we play the move the knight to c3 to defend our pawn, or even to push our pawn to e5. And here the black plays the move bishop to f5, the so-called Caro-Kann defense on this position. But here we will simply play the move d4 just to control the center, and after, for example, e6, in which it blocks his own diagonal for his bishop for the retreat to c8 or d7, and although it actually boasts the center with a solid defense after e6, but on this position we have a move g4 that attacks the black's bishop on this position. And after, for example, bishop to e4, but there's just simple f3, and after the move bishop g6, but again we will chase the bishop with h5, and we shall see on this position now that the Caro-Kann bishop has no safe square for his bishop to escape against the attack of pawns of white. So the black here may try a desperado move after bishop takes c2, but we will simply chop the bishop and wins at all pawns on this position. So that was our first example on the KADAS opening against the Caro-Kann defense. Going back after h4, in which the black play the move c6, the Caro-Kann defense, and still we play e4, and after d5, after e5, the black here play the move bishop to f5, and let's say, for example, if the black here after d4 will never play b6, that actually block his own bishop for a retreat after the move g4. Let's say, for example, if the black here try another move, which is the move h6, that gives a loop square for his bishop to the h7 square, but still we have a move knight to c3, just a developing move, and after, for example, e6, trying to open a diagonal for his bishop, and after, for example, bishop e3, bishop to b4, a3, attacking the bishop, and after bishop takes c3, b takes c3, knight e7, completing his kingside development, and after c4, castle, but here we have a simple g4, and after bishop h7, we have g5 again, and after h takes g5, h takes g5 for white here, we have now an open h file on this position, and after the black capture our pawn on c4, but there is just a simple queen to h5 with a battery attack on the h file. And here the black play the move g6, but after 14 moves, the white here wins via a checkmate. So going back after h4 c6, e4 d5, again we have two examples after e5, and after this position, let's try another move for white, which start with a move knight c3, just defending his pawn, and after, for example, d takes e4, knight takes e4, bishop to f5, attacking our knight, but we can simply just retreat our knight to c3. And after, for example, the move knight f6, the white here has a simple d3, and after the move e6, again covering his own diagonal for his bishop, that can actually, the black can retreat to d7 and c8, and after the e6, the white here has an attack now after the move bishop to e2 with a control to the g4, and after the move bishop d6, but still there's just a g4 move that attacks now the black's bishop, and after, for example, a retreat, but there's just a simple h5, and we shall see on this position now that again the black's bishop here has no safe square to go to escape scram the attack of pawns of white. And again, the white here is winning after the black's bishop here was been trapped on c6. So the fourth win games against the Caro-Kann defense setup is after h4 c6, e4 d5. We'll play here the move knight c3, and after the move d takes e4, knight takes e4, bishop f5. Still we can go for knight c3 move. And let's say for example after knight f6, d3, if black here will not play the move e6 to block his own bishop for his retreating square to d7 and c8. For example, if the black here tries another move which is h6, but still we have again the move bishop a2, again controlling the g4, and for example after e6, d4, bishop e7, bishop a3, castle, and again we have g4 because the g4 pawn has two defense against two attackers, so the black here cannot capture this pawn because he will lose a piece here. So for example, if the black retreat his bishop to h7, the idea is h6 move, but there is just a simple g5, and for example after h takes g5, h takes g5 attacking the knight, and after the black knight moves, we have a simple bishop a6 move that threatens to capture the b7 and soon the rook on a8. So after the black here capture that bishop on a6 with knight takes a6, but still there is just a simple queen to h5 with a battery attack on the h file against the black king. And for example after rook a8, trying to have a escaping square, but still there's just queen takes h7 check, and after king f8, and in just 16 moves, the KADAS opening here win against the black king with a checkmate. So the last example game here that we will show with the KADAS opening against the Caro-Kann defense after h4 c6, e4 d5, and for example after knight c3, d takes e4, knight takes e4, bishop f5. Again, on a previous example, we actually retreat our knight here to c3. Then on this example, the white here can actually go for a knight g5 move, and after, for example, f6, bishop c4, and when the black here played the move knight b to d7, but in just 7 moves, the white here wins through a checkmate after bishop takes f7 checkmate, because the king cannot actually capture our bishop because it was supported by our knight on g5. So that's all. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to subscribe.